Welcome back. So now that we've done the tax rates, we're ready to start on the shipping portion. The shipping portion can be a little bit in depth because it has so many different variables, but I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible and hopefully you can follow along. If you do have questions, again, feel free to ask the questions on our Facebook page or you can use the comments below. Okay, so if you're logged in, make sure that you're under WooCommerce, Settings, and then underneath the Shipping tab. Inside this tab, we have lots of different options, okay? But it's a little simpler than what it looks like, okay? Here it says talking about shipping zone or geographical region, where you might have certain shipping methods. This is really setting up zones in a sense for if you are maybe selling locally and you would like to give somebody the option of picking up. So if somebody is nearby you, if you wanted to sell that way, they can come pick it up with no shipping cost. Or if you want to ship to domestic US, maybe you want to set a particular flat rate shipping. Or if you want to say ship to any European zone, you can also set flat rate there. Okay, so let's get started. So underneath shipping zones, this is a regional shipping zone where you are providing specific methods to people in specific areas. So we're going to go ahead and add a shipping zone right away. Okay, and that zone name, I'm going to call this Canada. Okay, and you can call it the US if you're from the US. And we're going to say Canada here. Okay. Now you might not want, so, maybe there's a company that you don't like to use. Let's say you don't want to use the normal USPS to ship to Hawaii, for instance. You want to use a different company. You can always set up a specific zone for that region and then have a shipping method for that. Okay, so that's what we've done, Canada. And right now I can click here on add a shipping method and I've got some options here, flat rate, free or local. I'm going to select flat rate just to show how this works. Okay, and I can enable it or disable it by clicking this little button here. Okay, if you don't want to use that. Okay, and I'm going to click edit. Now this would be where the flat rate fee would come in. So the problem with this is it doesn't give us as much option when it comes to how much a person purchases from you. So we're going to have to come back and actually set up a different way of doing this to make it a little bit more intuitive. Okay, and I'm showing you this way first before we show you the calculated way, how we would use Canada Post or US Postal Service. So here we go, Canada, and then the rest of the world we've set no shipping zones for the rest of the world. Just gonna leave that as default. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're gonna click on the shipping options. Okay, first we're going to kind of pick some of this to help make sure that we have the right default set. Enable a shipping calculator on the cart page. To do this, it's going to generalize the customer's location. I'm not going to do that. It's going to ask them information on the cart page. So they're not even checking out and haven't put their address in there. I think that's a step that we don't really need to do. I personally remove it and it's up to you. So what you can do to test it, check it, save it, go to your website and add one. Once we get products, you can go to your website and add a product to the cart, then go to your cart page and see what happens. And it may ask you for a postal code or something like that where it can calculate the shipping. I prefer just to calculate it on the checkout page and not the cart page. Hide shipping costs until address is entered. I would prefer to do that because the address is really going to give you a much more accurate bit of information, especially when calculation needs to happen. Now, if you are using flat rate fees, meaning it doesn't matter what they buy, it's going to be the same amount, and it's going to be maybe calculated by how many things are in. So let's say you decide flat rate, you're going to charge $5 of shipping for every item in the cart or whatever you choose to do there. Then it makes sense. You don't have to hide it until the address is entered because it's flat rate. We're going to be using a a service like Canada Post or USPS. So we want to hide that until they've entered their address. Okay, and what is our shipping destination? Well, it makes sense that which address that they're going to use. So default the customer's shipping address is the shipping destination. Now, the reason why it was checked off by default customer billing address is because normally the person will enter in a billing address and not have to enter in a shipping address if it makes sense that they're going to ship to the same address that they're billing to. So if you leave this checked off, it's much more efficient, because as soon as a customer puts in the shipping address, it will then default over to the shipping address at that point. So let's just we're going to leave this as it is. Okay. And this is debug mode. So this is for developers, especially if you're having, for whatever reason, you're having problems and you want to see exactly what's going on when it's calculating. You can enable that and it will show you more information. So this is how we're going to leave it. And I'm going to go ahead and save changes here. Now we're going to set up shipping classes. So I'm going to do this, but then I'm going to show you a supplementary video, or a video that was made by WooCommerce itself, that kind of explain how this actually works. What a shipping class is you can set up very specific shipping rates for specific product types, as an example. So we're going to add a class, and let's say it will be, we'll call this tackle. And if you write in tackle, a slug is a URL friendly. See how this says WP-admin and there's no spaces? It just takes this and turns it into something that's URL friendly. You can just leave it blank, and that's fine. So we'll do class on fishing tackle as an example. And we're going to go ahead and save that shipping class. You can always add an extra one. It's going to tell me how many products are associated to this, and we'll show you exactly how that's added. Okay, so we have that. I'm just going to go back here to the shipping zones section. Okay, and I think if we go here under Canada, we can check out the flat rate. Now that we have a shipping class, we actually have some extra stuff at the bottom now. Before, it would just said 0. So if I had a flat rate of, let's say, a flat rate of $5, it doesn't matter what shipment I do, it's always going to be $5. Then I can use this as an example of how we're going to calculate that shipping cost. Okay, so just like in the video I'm going to show you, you can do this by quantity, and they use what's called short codes. And so like this. Okay, quantity times, and then a certain percent. Okay, so let's say one piece of tackle is very tiny, is probably about an average of about the size of a dice. So maybe you want to do times 1 as an example. So for every piece of tackle, you add $1, or maybe you add 50 cents, right? To each of that. So all it would do is it'll add a flat rate fee, and then of course add another 50 cents for each time a piece of tackle is added, as an example. Okay. Now this is if somebody is not using they're not using this tackle. What is the cost? So if you look here, it gives you some hints around what you can do. So using short codes here. So use quantity for the number of items, or cost for the total cost of the items. Let's see, so min fee, max fees, and stuff like that. So we can always, again, we can do QTY, right, times maybe $3 for, whoops, sorry, I'm not typing this in. So times 3. So that'll be $3 for each item that doesn't match tackle, as an example. Okay, down here the calculation, so per class, so charge shipping for each shipping class individually, charge shipping class for the most expensive shipping class. So what it does is this looks like it's compounded, and this one looks like just choose the most expensive option. Okay. And that makes the most sense in my opinion, but you can choose whatever you want there. And also, please feel free to test it. Okay, I'm going to save the changes. Okay, and so I'm just going to quickly flip over to the video that shows us exactly how this works.
Shipping classes let you group similar products together and set shipping costs for those classes. We'll walk through an example together where we want to send our marketing stickers at a cheaper rate than other products. To start, head to WooCommerce, Settings, then Shipping. Here, go to the Shipping Classes submenu. Let's add our first shipping class. We can give our shipping class a name, stickers in this case, set a slug. If you skip this, WordPress uses the name as the slug, and finally, write a description for the class. Select Save Shipping Classes so we don't lose our work. In the last column, you'll see the product count or how many products you have in that class. Now to set a rate for sending stickers to our US shipping zone, head to the Shipping Zone submenu. There, select the flat rate we added to our USA zone. You'll see that there is a new section under the Cost field called Shipping Class Costs. Here you can add an extra cost to both the stickers class and products without a class. Just note that these are additional costs to the fixed rate you already set. First, let's set the flat rate cost to 2. This will add a shipping cost of $2 to each order. Next, set the sticker shipping class to quantity times 5 cents. This will add an additional cost of 5 cents per product in the order from our sticker shipping class. Then set the no shipping class cost to cost times 10%. This will add 10% of the total cost of the order as a shipping cost for the products with no shipping class. Finally, you need to choose how the shipping costs are calculated. Per class, we'll charge a shipping fee for each shipping class and its costs. Per order, we'll use the most expensive shipping class for the shipping cost. Make your choice and save your changes. Let's take a look at this in action in our store. We'll add this shipping class to our sticker product. In the Shipping tab of the Product Data Meta box, select the Stickers class in the Shipping class dropdown, then select Update to save our changes. Adding a sticker and t-shirt with no shipping class to our cart, we can break down our cart totals. First, we have a t-shirt priced at $18 and a sticker priced at $2. Then the shipping cost is $3.85, $2 set as a base price, $1.80 or 10% of the $18 price of the t-shirt with no shipping class, and 5 cents for one sticker in the sticker shipping class. That's it for the shipping classes. They're a great way to separate your shipping costs of different products. Thanks for watching.
That was a great video from the WooCommerce folks, and of course I can't take any credit for that, but I just wanted to show you can access that information by going to their website and looking up any information that they have in regards to WooCommerce. Okay, so I just realized something now that I saw that again, that here, basically this can be the way they did it. If I had done cost times 3, that would have been sort of 3%, 300% of the item. So I'm glad I did that as quantity times 3. So that would just give me $3 for every product. So that's good. So when we get to that section, actually what they did is they went down here, and I'm gonna just quickly go to show you. So underneath products here, there's probably some fake data that was added. So I'm gonna right click on that, open it in a new window. Okay, and this view is showing funny because my screen resolution is a little small here, but that's okay. So we're gonna say this eagle print jacket is an example. We'll just pretend that this was fishing tackle. If we scroll down, we're gonna see this bar just like how we saw on the other video there. If you click on the shipping tab, we're gonna see the classes, and we had created a class for this particular type of item. So if you have very similar items, this is a great way to do this kind of thing. We're gonna be learning when we're adding products to actually put in the proper weight. Now this weight and dimensions are box weight shipping dimensions. So basically it's going to calculate your shipping when we use the other calculators based on that information, okay? Otherwise, it really just doesn't matter about that if you're using a shipping class like this one, for instance. So it's going to, in this case, every time I add this product to the cart, it's going to do the $5 that we had set here. Go back into this. It's going to add the $5 there, plus it's going to add 50 cents for each of those shirts that I add to the cart, as an example. Okay. All the other products that somebody tries to add to the cart that are in there will do this quantity times 3, and that's how it works. That you can set up as many of these shipping classes as you wish, and they'll each be added. And of course, you can add each shipping class to whatever product that you think that class should go to.
So the next thing we're going to do, now that we've set up a flat rate shipping fee, we're also going to be adding free shipping. Now there's different options for free shipping that you can set here, but we're namely going to be setting up free shopping once a cart gets to a certain size. So I'm going to show us how to do that, and we'll go from there. So the first thing we want to do is obviously click on the zone. So for instance, in Canada, because I live here, offering free shipping to Canada is probably going to be a little bit easier. Maybe the amount spent in the cart would be lower than if I added another zone for the United States. The customer might have to pay more before I offer free shipping. So we can set that, and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll use Canada as an example. So I'm just going to click on that. Okay, and you can see our flat rate here that we had set from previous. We're going to add a new shipping method, and this one is going to be free shipping. Okay, I'm going to add that. Now, under free shipping, we have a whole bunch of options here. Free shipping requires a valid shipping coupon, so it's going to take priority on a shipping coupon only. So you can create coupons and add those when the customer adds those during the checkout process. It can give them free shipping. A minimum order amount or a coupon, a minimum order amount and a coupon. So there's different options here. You can test them, but in this case, one would take precedence over the other in this case. So are they getting a discount on their shopping cart, or are they having a coupon for free shipping? So this is the kind of thing that you would want to work out depending on how you would want your shop to run. Okay, in this case, I'm just going to do a minimum order amount. So yeah, I think that's just a simple way to go. And so here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and click on this, and I'm going to say you need to spend at least $50 in my store to have free shipping. So I'm just going to type in $50 and save that. Now I don't need to add anything to the product itself. Basically, every time it goes to calculate shipping, it's going to see this option in here and see, hey, does the person have $50 in their cart? Yes, they do. Okay, we're going to override this old flat rate shipping that we had, and we're just going to give them free shipping. So that's what we're going to do in this case. So let's go ahead and set up a new shipping zone. So we're going to add a shipping zone here for US. Okay. And we're going to say USA. Whoops. United States. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add a shipping method. So first I'm going to add a flat rate shipping. So obviously, because I have to ship to the United States, it's going to cost a little bit more for anything that somebody buys. So maybe instead of it being, I think it was $5 before, let's say we set up a general cost of $10. And then for every piece of tackle, instead of it being 50 cents, we have $1, right, for each. And in this case, I think we had $3 for everything. Okay, I'm just going to put, say, $6. Okay, so it's going to be $6 for everything added to the cart that's not, say, tackle. Okay, and here we go. We are going to be, what's the most expensive? We're going to click save. Okay, so now we have our flat rate shipping for US for that tackle shipping class. Now, of course, you can have a whole bunch of different classes again, but in that case, that's what we would do. Now I'm going to click add a shipping method, another method. We're going to go free shipping. Add that method to the US, and we're going to open it up. And we're going to set this as well, minimum order amount. So in this case, it needs to be $100 because it's going to cost me more for shipping. So we have to have more items in the cart. And there we go. So, and I think the settings were saved. We're going to go back to the shipping zones. We can see we've set up 2 shipping zones for Canada and 2 shipping zones for the United States. So this is basically shipping in a nutshell. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you how to add a couple other shipping methods. So we're going to use Canada Post and USPS as an example that you can actually add courier quote systems to your shop instead of using the shipping zones feature. In this case, it's going to override these rates and it's going to take over the whole shipping calculation system. Once we get into that, though, please note you can do shipping completely through shipping cost calculations and charges perfectly fine through this system. It's very easy, very simple, as long as you really understand what the costs are going to be based on what you're shipping. In the case where you really don't know, it would make sense to actually use something like the Canada Post or USPS systems, or even FedEx or UPS as well, or you can use those to calculate the shipping for you, give you a little bit more accurate fees. But generally, those could be paid. There's sometimes paid services, and so you'd have to pay extra to get kind of the features that you need out of those ones if you're going to use them. I will show you those in supplementary videos, and we'll in those videos feel free to jump on the Canada or US one depending on where you are if you're wanting to set those up.